Hey, true believers, Chris Mack coming at you today with an iconic comic issue. This is Detective Comics number 27 from May of 1939. This is the first appearance of the Batman. Starting this issue, the amazing and unique adventures of the Batman. And you can see this particular cover has been homaged several times because it's just one of those long lasting ones, and that's why I've said in other reviews I appreciate an homage here or there, but it feels like it becomes too often nowadays to where there's no more like new iconic covers to homage because we're so busy going to the past. But nonetheless, I mean, look at that. God, I wish comic books were still 10 cents. That would be awesome. Anyway, if you have an Android device and you go to the Playbooks app, there's a section for comic books, and it'll ask you what the price range you want to search for. I did 0, and I found a bunch of number ones for free download. I got this, Spawn number 1, Saga number 1, just to name a few, and we will be going over Spawn in the digital format because I don't want to take my number 1 out of the plastic as well. So we'll be going over that here in the near future. I have a reprint of Detective Comics number 27 that they did, what was it, during the New 52 era. And I was hoping that they were going to keep the original cover. And it just irked me because I wanted a facsimile edition with that iconic cover. But instead, they kind of did what all the Zero issues were doing at the time, where they would kind of, drop the transparency of the original cover, and it had Batman bursting out of the cover, which, okay, new cover, cool. But still, it just sort of irks me. And when I did this review, I wanted to show the original cover. Now, one thing to be aware of, at least with this one that I've noticed, is back in the day, Golden Age, Silver Age, they would have the main story and then they would have several backup different characters, and they were mostly corny. So this download here is only the Batman portion. You're not going to get any of the original backup stories that come with the original magazine. So with that said, this, Batman was created by Bill Finger with Bob Kane. Bill Finger was the writer, and then all the artwork was Bob Kane, and the editor at this time was Vincent Sullivan. And I've always loved when they put the hyphen in between his name. The Case of the Chemical Syndicate. The Batman, a mysterious and adventurous figure fighting for righteousness and apprehending the wrongdoer. In his lone battle against the evil forces of his society, his identity remains unknown. And this is the first appearance of Bruce Wayne and Commissioner Gordon, the home of Commissioner Gordon, who at the moment is entertaining his young socialite friend, Bruce Wayne. Well, Commissioner, anything exciting happening these days? No, except this fellow they call the Batman. Puzzles me. Hello, what's that? Lambert, the Chemical King, stabbed to death? His son's fingerprints on the knife? I'll be right over. Now, I wasn't alive during this time, but you would think that getting a call about something that brutal that they would not take it right in front of a guest. But I guess whatever it is. And he even says, hey, you want to come along? Oh, well, nothing else to do. Might as well. And you could just see how they kind of put that nonchalantness in the Bruce Wayne character. And we talk about the son, Lambert, when he came home, saw his father stabbed to death, his safe open. And then this is where we get the first appearance of the Batman, because there's supposed to be 4 gentlemen that were working together. The first of the 4 died. So Bruce Wayne's like, I'll let you do your work. I'm going home. And so the next scientist in the chemical ring here is killed. The guy's like, did you get the paper? Yeah. As the 2 men leer over their conquest, they do not notice a third menacing figure standing behind them. It's the Batman. And you just can kind of see that old look that he had, where his wings sort of spanned out, had his bluish gloves. I know that in later ones they showed purple, but in this one you can see it's more of a baby blue look. And you can just tell at this time that Batman was not what you would normally see in the early Detective Comics. And I don't even think so much with like the Shadow or the Phantom. I can't remember which one preceded Batman. I think it was the Phantom. But even still, the Batman lashes out with a terrific right. He grabs a second adversary in a deadly headlock, and with a mighty heave sends the burling criminal flying through space. The Batman swiftly picks up the paper that the murderer stole from Stephen Crane's safe. The Batman reads the paper he snatched from the killers, and a grim smile comes across his lips. He speeds his car forward to an unknown destination. And just think about this. For example, I think it's Batman 251 with the reappearance of the Joker. At that point in history, Arkham Asylum hadn't been created yet, that far into Batman's mythos. And now we come to the original, and Alfred has not been introduced yet. I don't think he's introduced till Batman #1, along with the Joker and Catwoman, something like that. But no Batmobile. We just see him driving off in some old school red Buick-looking thing. So we find out who the killer is, and Batman leaps in to save one of the other partners who's about to get murdered in a gas chamber, which is very much that old trope of, instead of just shooting someone or, however a villain would do it, the guy be big and grandiose like James Bond. It says the Batman quickly plugs the gas jet with a handkerchief as the gas chamber descends entirely over them. He then unties Rogers in with a powerful swing. Crash! And now we find out who done it, essentially. And Batman stops him from shooting both him and the second or third science partner. And he goes, he's fallen right into the acid tank. And you would think, like how Batman tried to save Joker in The Killing Joke. He says, a fitting end for his kind. Oof. This kind of just really set Batman apart from heroes at this time in history. And just damn the brutalness of this uncaring Batman. Just poof. And you can kind of see where they get the ideas for like the Grim Knight, and like the whole dark multiverse versions of Batman. Now, the one thing that I kind of wish that Kane and Finger would have done is, as you go to the end, Commissioner Gordon's talking to Bruce Wayne again, and he goes, goodbye, Commissioner, I'm going home. And he goes, Bruce Wayne is a nice young chap, but he certainly must lead a boring life. He seems disinterested in everything. Bruce Wayne returns home to his room. A little later, his door opens slowly and reveals its occupant. If the commissioner could see his young friend now, he'd be amazed to learn that he is the Batman. So, in a way, in terms of storytelling, introducing a new character, I can get why they introduced Batman as Bruce, revealing who he is at the end of this issue. But think about it. It would have been really cool if they would have left that a secret for, like, say, 4 or 5 issues at least. Because then you'd be reading, kind of get interested in who this Batman character is, and you're just kind of thinking, why does this Bruce Wayne chap keep showing up? And then all of a sudden you're just kind of like, what? As where here, you're introduced to Bruce, and then you're shown that he's the Batman, which is a really cool way to reveal who this nonchalant chap is and showing the whole different sides of his alter egos. So I can get it, but at the same time, in hindsight, it just would have been neat to sort of sit on that for a while. But that's just me. What do you guys think? If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please first and foremost support your local comic shop. And if you have like Uncle Scrooge McDuck money, I'd say grab an original, but that's going to cost you a pretty penny. However, if you can, hunt through, see if they have any of the facsimile editions, because this is definitely one that you want in your collection, because me, like the X-Men, I'm a huge Batman fan and would love to have every issue that I can get my little grubby hands on. Now, if you've also enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate it if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little Wayne bell next to subscribe, that way we can upload content, you guys get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with y'all and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below or our social media pages, which I will make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, thank you so much for stopping by. Hope y'all continue to have a bat-tastic day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.